All right. Hello and welcome to Business in Lahles, session 26. Making our way through the story, getting up there in a bit of the session numbers now.
It's
Feels
just that
like a real game.
I think it's session 25, by the way.
You're wrong. It's session 25 for you because you missed one.
Oh, fair enough. I missed two, actually.
He will fight you.
Yes, I will. No, I'm just I'll kill Trace, I swear.
Gee,
I just gotta find him.
yeah, it's a good fucking luck. That might be a bit difficult.
But we'll do as we normally do. Go around the table, check in with everybody. This week, let's start with Onyx. How was your week? Good.
Every day was a Monday.
Bad. Got
I mean,
Getting
every day
complete.
was a Monday, and I moved. So
Well, you're done moving though, right? Like the physical part? Maybe
yeah, for now.
unpacking. True. Well, at least the bulk of the work is done.
Yeah, just need to unpack and yeah.
Word. Wrecked.
Busy week. I don't have any new hot goss in the bidet world.
Well, then you better go find some.
Oh wait,
So,
I mean, it sounds like you need a heater added to your bidet. Getting cold, goss. I mean,
I do have a working theory on how twerking was invented, but
is there like a bidet Reddit or something like that you follow?
There probably is, yeah.
we're going to start one right now.
And like a Facebook group, a fan Facebook group.
I would be shocked if there's not.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
But
Checking.
I'm kind of disappointed. I was expecting some bidet stories.
How much can there be?
Well, he's got kids, so at least a few.
Eventually, it'll be pretty funny.
You're just waiting for the day that like Isaac shoots himself in the face with the bidet, aren't you?
It's entirely possible too.
It's extremely likely. I would say.
I think that Rek is just gonna do it. He's gonna be like, "Hey, come here, check this out. Look in here real quick."
No, I actually already explained it, so as to avoid having a mess to clean up.
I mean, how about? Well, I'm assuming that his any child's first reaction after getting shot in the face with a bidet would be not to turn it off and instead to run. So,
Well, this one is a dial that the very middle position turns it off, and on either side does a different nozzle. One that is meant for the butt, and the other one that is meant for the front butt. And then, yeah. So it's easy to like, oh no, it got me, and then you turn it all the way the other way, and now it's just spraying out a different nozzle. And panic
So,
and cry and lay on the floor, and then that's it.
My night's been fully completed. I got my bidet story.
I'll see you next week then.
Yeah, checking
all right,
out.
good night, everyone.
Krev, how was your week, bud?
good. Busy, but good. Just I was playing a new game called Chivalry 2. It's the sequel to the last one, obviously, but it's like a medieval PvP.
In case no one figured that out.
Well, anyways, it's been a long time in making, but it's like a PvP medieval game, like knights and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It's in
yeah.
beta still, so it's not officially out, but yeah.
Chivalry 2, Medieval Boogaloo.
Just I want to make sure I'm thinking of the correct game. That's the one where you can do like these massive wars, and you can basically be like a sword. I think they have guns in it too.
I
A little
don't
bit
think
of magic, but
no. It's like there's no magic or anything like that, but you can pick like different classes. There's like archer, there's a vanguard, knight, and I have one more I'm not thinking of right now.
okay, then I'm thinking of a different game.
Yeah.
Ninja. No?
No
No ninja?
ninjas.
That sounds like For Honor, honestly.
Maybe. Trace, how was your week?
Good.
Any fun stories that you'd like to share? You had any cool storms over the week?
No comment. I prefer not to answer.
That means you did.
Maybe.
Well, then, last but not least, Kadir, how was your week?
You know, I'm starting to become concerned. Why am I always last?
You're
Because
the
you're
one
the
all the way on the
favorite.
right.
So you know what? My week was all right, but I would like to point out for everyone. You know who had a wait? Where? Oh, there it is. You know who had a really great week? Someone with the initials RW, because RW was here, heart, on the bottom left side of the map, and I just noticed it. I can only assume it means you, Christian. Mr. Wrecked Wow.
Uh-oh.
I guess you had some free time while you were turned into a chicken, huh?
A
Or as a
fish, thank
fish.
you.
Sorry.
I was suffocating, thanks.
Clearly not enough to fool around.
So I'm guessing you anticipated that you were just gonna die.
In memoriam.
At least you guys wouldn't have to dig a very big grave.
Oh, just wait for a bird to come by. It's fine.
Krev could eat you. He's a spider.
Oh yeah.
It would be like feeding a bird rice, though. It would explode when he turns back to normal shape, you know?
Which would be equally as cool.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that you'd like to add, Kadir, for your week, or just wanted to comment on that?
No, I just wanted to comment. I'm doing all right.
All right. Well, with that said, glad that each of you have made it to Friday Eve in preparation for the weekend. And I'll open it up to the floor for a bit of a recap before we get into tonight's game. So whichever of you would like to take the lead on that, the floor is yours.
All right. So there we were in Lahles, talking to Brad Brodgar, talking to the big honcho of the Silk Rats Guild, Corn Silk Rats Guild. Wow, I'm Englishing very well today.
So far, so
And-
good.
And we were concerned. We were basically just sitting up on the battlements, to my understanding, trying to come up with a battle plan for how to handle Samira and the Wanti. The resulting of the plan was that we really need to handle the encampments to the east of Lahles, so we can secure a line on resources and potentially break any siege that Samira intends on setting on Lahles. So eastward we go. In the footsteps of Riffin, what is his name? Riffin Rao. In the footsteps of Riffin Rao, we followed his path eastward until after crossing a river, happened upon some type of unknown stone ziggurat type structure. That seemed to be surrounded by a plethora of dead bodies. Exploring further, there was a man who came out to meet us, clearly extremely afraid, but potentially also hiding something. Deciding to trust our instincts, we went forward to the man to speak with him, and discovered that there were Wanti nearby. And he pointed, I believe, westward or northwestward to where Wanti were. Well, instead of going westward, we jumped down into the hole, where there seemed to be a ton of human and non-human, well, basically non-Wanti slaves. just kind of stuffed into this ziggurat. Well, it was when that happened that a battle was initiated, but not below the ziggurat, but above, where a Queen 1T, or what we recognize to be a Queen 1T, began to attack the group. Battle ensued, and it did not go well, except for Trace, who just slowly annihilated it, dealing 50 plus damage per turn. It was awful for the 1T.
Wonderful.
Yeah. The rest of us got, just murderlated. Rekid got turned into a fish.
But not until after being 360 no scoped.
Yes. There was like a single nat 20 that put you down, right?
Yes.
And I got put down in one bite barrage from the Queen. And, everyone else fared pretty okay, just stabbing things and stuff. I'm still dead, but I'm down. But that's really all I have. If anyone has any notes, then feel free to throw them in.
Yeah.
I don't have any. That was just memory for me. I don't have any notes.
So Rekid saw someone he recognized in that hole. Don't recall his name now, but he was from that spider experience.
Would you say that he was recognized?
All right. Although I guess I didn't really say anything because I just scooted right on out of there as fast as I could.
I can't help but notice that only Christian laughed at my joke.
I was just thinking back to all the times I've listened to like the recordings, and you constantly throw a line towards Christian with a joke for him to laugh with Rekid. It's become
so
your thing.
Easy.
That's your
it's
catchphrase.
Easy.
That's your poor man's rabbit.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's so easy. He like sets me up and shit. That takes effort, guys.
Well, everyone needs a record, so it's good.
I just think now I'm gonna go back and make a montage video for you.
That would be beautiful.
That'd
and
be a
also
lot of
take
time, but it might be worth it.
That would take several weeks of work.
No, it's just all in the intros.
Oh, okay.
It's all within like the first 15 minutes. You throw one out there every time.
Oh.
Put a countdown to a Rekid WoW joke. Place bets. Let people place channel point bets. Well, does anyone have anything else that they'd like to add before I give my little bit of narrative?
Not really, no.
I don't remember anything else. Oh yeah, just me and Rekid were fucking blind for like first half of the game. So yeah.
All right. Well, we continue our journey with this. After leaving the city of Lahles with the intent to help Sir Riffin and the other guild members with the Yonti issue to the east, Trace, getting across the bridge quite quickly and noticing the clearing in the tree lines and the stone structure that lied ahead. Finding it to be a bit suspicious, a suspicious area for that to be, each of you made your way over there quite quickly once crossing the river. At this point, each of you found some of the dead guild members, some of them mangled, cut in half, and quite a few of them laid there dead. Your first assumption was that there were 12, but upon further inspection, finding one to be cut in half, and there to be 11 in total. Deciding to wait till the cover of the night, when the quarter moon rises, each of you make your way into the temple, being warned by a older individual that Kadir felt looked oddly like Rekid. And as each of you kind of made your approach and went in to find some extra slaves inside this stone-like temple. That is when the creatures did come out from the west side. After the battle was complete, it was pretty close. But we pick it back up on May 1st, 1101, with Rekid's turn. Trace and Kadir, from your point of view, are not able to be seen with the light just trickling down the stairs and slightly over the walls, just reaching only so far. Beside you, Onyx stands over one of the dead individuals that basically took you off your feet in one strike. A giant spider just over her shoulder.
So I believe I came out of fish form as the queen died. But again, that's out of my range of vision, especially as a fish. So I think, could Rekid have perceived when Krev turned into the spider?
I would say it's fairly safe to assume that with your past experiences with Krev, I mean, this isn't the first time he's done such a thing.
True.
I mean, I can also communicate with you as a spider telepathically, so,
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Okay.
I've been saying to people, has anybody seen, Kadir? So...
Okay. Then I guess I will speak on this turn then, saying, I'm just back from being a little scaly fellow. I don't know where Kadir is. I'm assuming that's Krev I'm speaking to in spider form.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm assuming I keep my accent or voice when it's telepathic, so it's...
Nah, for some reason it turns into a French accent.
Okay. Well, I've used it plenty times before. Ha ha!
And there is a fire in my croissant. It's perfect.
My bread's DX.
I'm late you fromage.
Okay. So I don't know where to go. I guess the queen was down there. I'll head down this way. Can I use my perception as my action?
Yes, of course. And by the way, like, talking's like a free action that isn't limited to just your turn.
Okay. Accidentally navigated away from my character sheet. Here we go.
As you take a look around, you can see like the silhouette of where the dead queen lays. It's a bit obscured from your vision as it hangs over one of the walls.
Okay, then I'll end my turn by yelling out, I think they're the northwest of this compound. And that ends my turn.
Kadir, at the moment, I do believe you are 2 fails and 2 saves. No, I'm just kidding. You're 0 and 0, correct?
I have 1 success and no fails.
Oh, I had you at 0 and 0, but okay, I need a death save.
Oh shit!
There you go.
Nice.
Back up with 1 HP.
So I made my way all the way over here for nothing. I mean, come
And
on.
Trace, as you make your way over, you'll note that, I mean, Kadir looks to be completely knocked unconscious, but as you get a bit closer, he just stands up.
And I look at myself and say, I just have that effect on people, That's my presence.
Yes. Well, what kind of man would I be sleeping on the job? You know me. I never sleep. Never. Unless I do.
I've never slept in my life. I'm elven. You do not realize that, right?
By the way, where the hell are you?
Right next to you.
Yes, of course you are. It isn't enough that I can magically see through darkness. Somehow you still manage to be invisible. Interesting.
I have my own magic.
Yes, I suppose you do. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and. I mean, I don't even know if I have any spell slots left, to be honest.
I don't think you have a turn, though, do you?
Yeah, he does. The
This-
nat 20's at the beginning. I made the same mistake like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I thought it was at the end.
Yeah, that's the same. My same thought process on it too, but I was mistaken. But at this point, I will remove turn order and let you all move about with there being no longer any present threat or, I guess, presence of a chance of death either.
Well, I see your gills are gone, Wrecked.
Yes, I'll miss them dearly.
As Rekid moves forward, this is when you'll begin to see like this little shimmer, and soon enough, as the light gets a bit brighter and brighter, Trace just seems to appear from nowhere.
Aha.
I'm going
Ah,
to do the jazz hands. Da!
I'm so startled. Both because of the jazz hands and the sudden appearing.
Alright, well, let us check over this Queenie, see if she has anything, that perhaps would be interesting.
Could I offer you a health potion, Kadir?
To be honest, it would be a waste. I would prefer if you used your bright and shiny staff.
Ah, yes. Excellent point. It served me well, at least. And I will use a charge from the staff to heal. Plus, we said wisdom? It's plus 4, yeah.
Alright.
So 7 total.
Alright, I'll take it.
I don't know how to modify that in D&D Beyond just yet.
I think I have to go in and actually make the magic items, and then give them to you.
You can,
I'll
yeah, in
have to
D&D
double
Beyond, you
check,
can do that
but-
pretty easily.
I can like custom make them for you.
If it's in the DMG, it should be in there though. In D&D Beyond though, so
I did the custom magic item. I think it's the spell that I also need to customize so that it uses.
when you do you can do the custom magic item. You can use a template of another, like the Staff of Defense or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you can add custom spells to it too.
I just wasn't sure if you had the ability to do it, but if you do, that's even better.
Yeah, just to play with it. That's fine.
Luckily, we're all at least a little smart, so we can do simple addition.
Alright, well, so we have I'll begin checking out the Queen corpse.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Alright, guidance, if it doesn't auto-roll it.
As you look over, you don't find much of anything. Running your hands over the scales, you just this long, pretty decent-sized creature. Just finding claws, fangs, the 6 heads, but nothing really of significance.
Alright, can I, do I feel like I can pull this into the dream?
I mean, you definitely have enough room. Is like you could kind of coil it up, so then that way it's just not like laying, like, you know, you can basically compact it. You've been moving and packing boxes all week. I mean, you know how this works. But with that, I do believe all you have to be is touching it and pulls it in, right? So there's not really like a size limit.
There is a size limit of the area in the dream.
Yeah, I mean,
it is
on
much smaller than this, though.
yeah,
Or it's
I
much
meant
bigger.
like there's no
Sorry.
size limit on like pulling in like a large creature for an example.
I'm not allowed to pull in creatures just yet.
Oh well, then unfortunately you won't. I don't think you'll be able to. But let me double check.
I'm not allowed to pull in creatures for the purpose of short resting just yet.
Unfortunately with this one, then no. If it's a no-go on creatures, then this one you cannot.
All right.
But after smearing a bit of your blood over the creature, not really finding much use, your minds begin to wander as the night becomes quiet.
Are we out of combat? Out of rounds?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to go on, pull up my arrows of the queen. Like the 1,000 of them, and like recover half of them.
I don't believe you used 1,000 arrows. I think it was somewhere close to it though.
I always keep track. Like
I-
it was like you can always recover half your arrows. So every time I
Mhm.
use 2 of it, remove 1. So
Yep, exactly. But yes, you can do that, no problem.
sweet. And I look at my friend to look down and Kadia. That was easy, wasn't it?
So I'm allowed to. I apologize. I'm allowed to pull objects. I had assumed that corpses were objects and that they weren't creatures. I assumed that creatures had to be alive and moving. So I am not allowed to. It's implied that I'm not allowed to pull creatures, but it is not. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty heavy in the DM DM read, how the DM reads it territory. I'm allowed to pull objects, but I am not. But it is implied I'm not allowed to pull creatures.
Is
So,
the reasoning
when-
because they suffocate, or is it because of just simply because it's the rule? I guess is the question.
Because it's probably this like capability of like a banishment without a saving throw.
And no, because there is there's a level 10 ability that says that I can that I'm allowed to pull willing creatures for the purpose of short rest.
Yeah, but
But-
I just meant more of like you'd run up to an enemy, pull them in, like at an earlier level. You of course doing it later makes more sense because you're stronger, but doing it early is like a really early banishment. Then you just put them in there and leave.
I didn't assume that I could. I didn't assume that I could do that. I was. I guess the argument I'm making is that a dead body is not a creature.
Well, that and it
I would-
auto fails any save, I assume, right?
I would have to still say that it is a creature, just because it's dead doesn't make it no longer a creature. If a human's dead, there's still a human.
All right. Yeah, like I said, it's pretty heavy in the however the DM reads it territory. So I concur. So we should. Are we going to save those inside of the ziggurat, or I think
Sorry.
you had a.
Let's AFK and just listen to you guys. Actually, a very simple way of finding out the problem you just had before. Look at the resurrection spells. What do they say? Do they say target creature or do they say target object? Smart thinking, right?
What spells?
Resurrection spells. Do they say target creature? Like Revivify, does it say target creature?
Oh, that was a good point.
Touch a creature, yes it does.
I was looking up the.
To back up my claim there, Kadir, for an example, the spell Revivify states that you target a creature that has died. So
Yeah, that was my point, yeah.
clearly a dead creature does not simply mean that it becomes an object.
That was my point.
Yep. That's a good. That means that a dead creature is still a creature. All right.
I mean, it was a good idea, but I mean, with like while I was looking it up, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense because of those kind of spells when you think about it. But, well,
Yes, you could cut him in pieces, right? And then he wouldn't be a creature anymore. Or be like,
That was the next question I was going to ask. If it becomes body parts, is it still a creature? But then we end up with
I think then we end up with body parts of a creature. Doesn't necessarily mean it's still an object.
that's just morbid anyhow.
We'll have to look into this. But as it grows a bit quiet, you can hear shouts coming from inside this stone temple.
All right.
With them being a bit echoed, you all are unsure of what is being said, but Onyx can hear it quite clearly. What's going on? On.
Rekid, we should probably go save your friend.
Ah, good idea. I'll just hop down this hole again.
Praise will follow along.
I would climb down.
Yes,
I climb down.
I will
climb
follow
down
as well.
Ah,
the
the
rope is still there.
Scare
Right?
the shit out
Yes.
of the slaves down there.
So with
oh
the,
yes, the poor man's jumping down. Yes.
with the rope still secured with the pitten, each of you can make your way down quite easily. As you do, you'll notice that a couple of the individuals that were on the outside before you made your way in, seeing these creatures slain, begin to make their way away from the structure. But while inside, everything is pretty well lit. At this point, can each of you give me a perception check?
Oof.
Trace, this
That's
is
shitty.
really odd for you being so close to such a bright light. It's kind of hurting your eyes as you hold your hand up to kind of block the light to give your eyes just a little bit of a break. The rest of you will notice there are roughly 60 individuals in here.
Oh, wow.
You see that they are almost quite cramped, being pressed up against the walls as each of you make your way down. But Krev, you will notice, well, Kadir, you as well, both of you will spot this odd, smooth, very, very smooth stone pile on the north side.
I also have 10 feet blind sight, if that is relevant, along with the dark vision. But
I think with the light, you guys are pretty well off as is. But Kadir and Krev, both of you will spot Gregory as he makes his way forward. Well, I never thought I would see each of you again. I'm quite lucky to say the least.
surprised he's not thinking, "Oh no, the spiders are coming back for me." Like,
Just extreme spider arachnophobia.
right? Yeah. Well, I'm also a different colored spider, but I ain't blue or whatever the other ones were. But
Invisible.
that too. Yeah. It seems like you found yourself into another trap.
Well, didn't find myself here, more of taken from home. But here, this one over here, And as he gestures over towards like the east side of this opening, people begin to like move part out of the way, and each of you will spot Sir Riffin laying, holding his abdomen. That's one of yours, correct, from the guild?
Yes, I do believe so.
He's been badly wounded. He's needs a cleric or something to be able to help him.
Well, I sadly don't have any healing capabilities anymore. Could you help him, Gruff?
I've still got a charge left in this spear of mine.
Well, don't stab him with it.
Oh no, a light poking at best.
Oh, go do that. Go do that. Makes sense.
All right.
By the way, where's the little one?
Oh, are you referring to me?
He kind of like pulls back. I thought that thing was just a pet of yours.
No, I'm transformed right now.
Oh, he's a halfling. He's not our pet. I mean, come on.
That's 10 HP, by the way. Healing.
Got it. You'll see Sir Riffin's eyes kind of like open as he seems pretty weakened. He tries to force out some words, but nothing escapes his lips. As you look down towards the wound, can you give me a medicine check?
Yes. Oh. Fuck.
Something's wrong. He's cut.
Would you like me to take a look?
You see, his blood is on the outside. It's not supposed to be there.
I'm a doctor.
Do you need maybe a second opinion?
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
If it wants to roll sometime today. Not bad.
After you take a moment to look over him, Krev, you would know that there's something more that ails him. It's not just the wounds.
Are you poisoned? Maybe.
Ooh, I would like to, as soon as Krev says that, I would like to look down and look at him.
Something
I
else
do
is
believe-
hurting him than the wound, I would say. Yeah, out loud.
Seeing as I'm proficient with poisonous kits, I do believe I can identify any poison. Yes, I should be able to.
Okay, can you give me the kit check using intelligence and proficiency?
Yep. 15.
Yeah, you're pretty certain he's poisoned.
Oh. He is poisoned, Krev.
And you would know that, I mean, over a bit of time, he will die. You're not sure when that time is, but unless this is taken care of, he's on a ticking clock.
I do believe he would need a lesser restoration spell of sorts.
I would ask him, do you know what poisoned you? Were you bitten? How'd you get this wound?
Sir Riffin will continue to try to talk, but every time he moves his lips, just no words. And this
Oh, he's really that gone.
Gregory
Yeah,
will
yeah,
step up and say, he's been clinging on like that for the better part of a day. Ever since he was taken down here, I think they've left him to just die slowly for the rest of us to watch.
Hmm. Let's see. I can't do anything for him now, but I might be able to in the morning.
Okay, well, I can't do anything myself. Sadly.
I have a spell that might work.
Ah, I don't have a whole lot of experience with this, but perhaps I can use my herbalism kit to create an antitoxin.
Likewise, I also have one. I don't know if that's something you can do.
Is
Is what
the
the says.
do you
I mean, at this point, I guess I would drop out of spider form to start looking at my herbalism kit. Just for out of combat.
do you
Although,
know
sorry.
do you know what you would need to create an
You cut out there in the middle of your question.
Do you know what you would need to create an antitoxin?
If the poison is identified, potentially. Were you able to identify the poison? Trace.
Yes. Do I know exactly what it is?
Unfortunately, no. Other than knowing it's a deadly poison, I mean, like I was saying, like that's really all that you're pulling in with that roll. That's why you have a time frame. You're not sure if it's perhaps a few hours or perhaps a few days.
Fair.
What? Where is the wound located on his body again?
Across his abdomen.
Oh,
But
that's unfortunate.
Anyways, I'm sure that a lesser restoration spell would do the trick, though.
That's the spell I was referring to, but I'd have to prepare it in the morning.
Makes
If he
sense.
doesn't make it till morning, then, well, would I think he'd make it till morning with my medicine check?
You're unsure. From all the information gathered, I mean, there's anywhere in between, I mean, even just moments to days.
Like, I'm trying not to meta here, but do I think the poison is damaging him? Or is it just going to kill him outright?
I mean, it's definitely hurting him.
Might need to heal him more to get him through the morning, is what I'm getting at.
We could give him the best chance we can. I have a few healing potions.
Yeah, I can't really do anything, sadly.
I mean, it's either that or we start using spells to heal him. I mean, I feel like the spells are a little more of a hot commodity than potions, but is his wound like visibly bleeding out still, or
No,
is
not
it
at the
kinda-
moment.
no? Okay.
You can see that there's like bits of like patches, like torn clothing that have been put over, that have been used in attempts, but mainly now healed and stitched together from the cure wounds.
I suggest we give him our greater potion of healing.
Can he even drink it? Like, I mean, I guess we could just pour it down his throat like you do a knocked out person, but
We could always shotgun that shit right into his mouth.
I don't know what you all plan to do, but if they're all not dead out there, then we either need to get going or we need to think of something. We can't stay here.
Should we take everybody back to town at this point? I mean,
Well, we
then
can't go to
maybe
Whitebridge. That's for certain. That town's been overrun.
no. Go back to Lahles.
I believe that's the only place that's safe.
And Lens is not that far, is it?
How far did we travel? I don't remember.
It was just a couple of hours that were pretty much used in order to wait till nighttime, but you all did have practically a full day of travel to get to this point.
Oh, we need to get all the people out of here anyways, right? So maybe we should just like.
Can we, just get them out of the hole and then caravan them back to Lahles?
Yeah. Might be our best bet, actually.
I don't know what else we were gonna do with these people other than take them to Lahles. I mean,
But the big question is, like, how capable are these people? I mean, would we even need to go with them, or could they, like...
They all
Do the
seem
travel
pretty
far.
rough in condition.
Okay.
None of them really seem to be very well taken care of, to say the least.
Fair.
we don't have enough rations for them all. I mean, that's
That makes sense.
All right. Regardless, I'm giving this potion to our friend here.
all right.
Wise.
Not bad.
Pretty decent roll.
Yeah.
3, 2, and 2 4s.
And then the 4 on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah. As you pour down the potion, you can see it slowly go down his esophagus before it makes its way out of his mouth. He seems a bit more flush with color. Definitely knows that, or you definitely know that it's been taking effect.
Can he speak now?
Unfortunately, not.
All right. That's going to give us the best chance we've got. I've got another potion just in case he starts to get worse before we can make him fully better.
It might be. Once we are resting, perhaps you could try making some type of herbal brew to treat his symptoms. If not the actual poison itself, you may be able to keep him from succumbing to the symptoms before Krev can save him.
Yes. Until
Honestly,
then, though,
I feel like we're gonna get back to town before I can use my spell.
We will see. All right, let's begin. I'm gonna go up top and I'm gonna start tying off another couple of ropes so that people can get out of here quicker.
Yeah, this is gonna take a minute to get everybody up.
Make like a rope ladder.
So I'll move each of you back to this map. As each of you predicted, it will take a bit of time for you to get these captured individuals out of here and to safety. Once you clear everyone out, who is the last person out?
Sure, I can assume I would be the first one up to so I can scout around.
I would not like to be lost because I can't see shit when it's dark.
Right.
I've got a source of light. I think we're gonna have to carry this guy out of here.
Actually makes sense if it's you, Rigged. Like you push up the people up the stairs and so on. Because I think I'm going to like scout around the area to make sure that we don't get killed while all this is happening.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think I'll follow up behind with our wounded friend here. What was his name again? I'm sorry.
Sir Riffin?
Sir Riffin. Okay, I've got Sir Riffin. Yeah, Ricket's got Sir Riffin. I guess to get him up the ropes, have him tied to his back in some way.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check at advantage. And also, with you being the last one down there, can you give me a perception check with that as well? And Trey says, you're kind of scouting out the area. Can you give me one to make sure that no enemies are approaching?
Rolls have been really good today, so this is probably another one. Oh. A 6. 16.
So with you looking around, Trace, you're fairly certain everything in the night is calm. The only thing that strikes you a bit odd is the amount of wildlife noise that seems to have diminished, but from the amount of individuals that have already fled, it's safe to assume that perhaps they were just scared away with the battle noise and also the footsteps from those running. Wreck-It, as you look around after getting Sir Riffin secured, getting ready to go up, that smooth pile of stone looks a bit familiar. If you want to do anything else, you can, but other than that, you can make your way up the rope just fine.
Can I try to recall why it's familiar?
Go ahead and give me a history check at advantage. You feel like you've seen it before, but you can't really put your thumb on it.
Okay. Well, I think my urgency of getting Sir Riffin out of here is probably going to override my curiosity.
Fair. So with what seems to take forever, it takes a little over an hour as you get each of the slaves out of this stone-like temple and out into fresh air. Bit of safety once again. At this point, with each of you moving a bit more into the night, doing a little bit of work, can each of you give me a con save, please?
Okay.
Fuck.
Ouch.
Oh no.
Yeah, join me in the sub 10 gang, Kadir.
Raked and Kadir.
My dice actually shows a 6.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Mine
All
showed
right.
a 1.
Yeah, mine shows it's kind of cocked on the 1 and the 19, but
Mm-hmm.
for you, it's yeah.
Brickett and Kadir, both of you will take a level of exhaustion.
All right.
Is this just because we're pushing through, or is it...
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Kind of pushing beyond like the limits, going into more I believe what's the forced march kind of status.
Mm-hmm.
So, with this system of rest we have, do you still need a long rest to recover from exhausted?
No.
Okay. Ooh,
That would be awful.
yep, but why I asked.
Like I said, there's a few things like I don't mind changing, with that rule. I mean, and that of course being one of them. But good question, because it has come up before.
Thank you.
Well, it seems that everyone's out. We are in the cover of night. If we're going to keep going, I mean, how are we going to maneuver him? I mean, I can help carry, but it won't be very supportive.
How long do we think we need to go? Is it still pretty much a full day? I mean,
Oh yeah, it's just about a full day's walk. Not to mention getting over the river as well.
I don't know if we can do this based on the forced march stuff. I think we have to rest for the night.
Yeah, I think our best bet is to at least get Sir Riffin to survive until morning.
and then head back in the morning. I mean, I can heal him then in the morning. I didn't realize. I thought we had a whole day ahead of us. I didn't realize we were needing to sleep.
Yep, you set out from Lahles earlier in the morning and then waited into night before going into combat. So
Okay, I thought we had rested though while we were out. All right. Do y'all want to rest since we're doing forced march at this point and just keep him alive basically, and then I can try to heal him in the morning?
I guess that's what we have to do. Yes.
Is everybody on board for that?
Just checking. Plan is stop and rest.
I mean, I don't know where to. I mean, yeah. I mean, at least get away from where they were first. But yeah, I mean, I think we already have. So
Mm-hmm.
the only issue, sorry to interrupt, but the only issue is just how to necessarily transport Sir Riffin.
Oh,
Would, like,
right.
Can we like make like I don't know, a way to carry him? Like two people carry him? Like what do you call it? I don't really call that in English. I forgot. It's called a bore in Danish.
Like
A
a
The thing
stretcher.
that the thing that the medics use when they carry a dead guy. Or
Yeah.
hurt guy.
gurney,
Stretcher.
stretcher.
There we go. That thing.
Gurney has wheels.
Can we like
Yeah.
make a simple one like that, and then like Trevor and someone can carry him?
Good point, Onyx. Yeah, but yeah, that's a great idea.
So I can only hold that shape for I think it's.
Oh, I was just thinking, generally, you're fairly strong, right? Probably, maybe not.
Can't Wreck-It carry a lot of weight? I thought.
Yeah, I got 14 strength, and I don't have a whole lot of equipment in terms of like.
Well, I
Yeah,
assume
Yeah, but your
that,
carrying capacity is sometimes like it's a lot more. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I also have 14 strength, but I mean, if I'm transformed for I think it's 3 hours, I can turn into something that can carry him, but
Like a bear.
or a warhorse if I wanted.
My
you know?
so
Yeah,
my
true.
Yeah.
my carry capacity is 210 pounds. I'm currently carrying 91 pounds of equipment.
So if we just kind of somebody grab his arms and somebody grab his feet and just kind of straddle like walk.
that's
I don't
what
know.
I mean. I'm a
mean-
master of survival, right? I can make something to carry him, but easier.
Yeah, if we could make like a stretcher for him and carry it, I mean,
Yeah, must be able to do
Fine,
that.
yeah.
yeah. Well, either way, we need the rest, and then if I can potentially heal him so that he can walk in the morning, that we wouldn't even have to.
Yeah,
deal with
seeing
that.
as I have a rest less than you guys, I'll use some of the time to like make some kind of. I don't know what to make. I'm not an expert myself, but traces. Make something to carry him in easier.
Yeah. I mean, making a makeshift one should be fairly easy. There's enough branches and large leaves and things of that manner around in order to give a bit of support, and plus you have extra bits of rope and things that plenty of different ways that you could go about it.
I will do that.
Okay, so as each of you move a bit away, and then begin to just prepare to set up, I mean, some sort of makeshift camp in order to get some rest for the night. Who would like to take the first watch?
Yeah, see, look at that.
I can assist someone, but again, I can't see at night. I guess I could more focus on attending to Riffin, making sure he's, not going into shock or anything.
I will just take a watch if need be. Well, I'm sorry, I won't because I'm making the thing. So maybe not. You can take the entire watch, right? Kadir?
If you would prefer me to, well, no, I do not think I'll be taking a watch tonight.
Well, then we're in a problem, right? Because, I mean, if I have to make the thing, then I can't take a watch. And you Can't take a watch. We're running out of dark vision here.
I don't. I mean, considering our situation, I think getting rests are a little more important than the stretcher. If I can get a nice rest tonight, I should be able to carry Sir Riffin myself.
Sure. I mean, I
mean-
can watch then.
Best case scenario, he doesn't need to be carried if I can heal him. But
That's true.
Right.
yes, me and Rekid are not optimal for watch. I can assist, but I should not be primary.
Excuse me. I hate to be a bit of a burden after you've all done so much, but some of the others are beginning to bring up food. See, some of us haven't eaten in a few days.
Okay. I'm not going to take a watch then. I have to use my abilities. I mean, I'm suited for this. I have to do something. I mean, someone else has to take a watch. It can't be me. I can find a lot of food by just being a ranger.
True.
I mean, technically, I guess if we all put up like 5 rations, we might have enough to at least have them split stuff, you know. Or I mean, we're gonna just get back to town. We're gonna be able to restock. I mean,
We could always ask one of our new comrades to do watch.
Yeah, I'm going to look for food and water. In the 4 hours I don't need to rest. Just to like, not a full ration for anyone, but just a little bit, you know, here and there to keep the spirit up.
Makes sense.
Can I take a watch and still get a rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need, for most general things, you know, of course, there's a few exceptions here and there. 6 hours of sleep and then 2 hours of non-strenuous activity.
All right.
I'm not sure if my ability is stacked. I have two abilities that say I can find food. One says I can find twice as much normally, and one says I can find food for 5 people. Would that mean I can find food for 10 people?
I guess if you use both.
But yeah, what? My background feature and my major features. I'll do that anyways.
Okay, so just double checking, because with that discussion I got a bit lost myself. Who's on first watch?
again,
I
I
will.
can assist, but I shouldn't be the primary. I don't have dark vision. Well, I mean, actually, that's not true. I could turn into a creature that has dark vision.
I
And
got it.
since
It's fine.
but-
I just want to move
What-
along.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I could use that logic too and take second rest. You know.
All right, and then after that, Trace can just take the remaining.
Sure.
So I need a perception check from Kadir, and then for your part, Trace, I need a survival check.
Let's see if I survive. Ooh, I survived.
Kadir, you're fairly certain there is no danger in the area. You've removed the queen with the amount of dead guild members. You can safely assume there's been a bit of a trade. Life for life, perhaps. But everything is quiet. Even just the bit of the people that each of you freed seem to find themselves falling fast asleep now that they feel to be in a bit of safety with each of you around. Trace, as you make your way through the woods looking for some food, you'll find quite a bit of things. You'll find satchels worth of blueberries, and then you'll also find tracks that you follow and that bring you to a fairly large elk.
Ooh, nice. It's a, well, elk, that's a poor man's rabbit, right? But it still works.
Yeah, it's a poor man's rabbit with antlers.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
exactly.
huge, and an elk is massive. Like,
I mean, you take it down. I mean, your set of skills this is nothing too difficult for you to do. And then after dressing it properly, cutting down the weight a bit, you're able to get it back. It takes you roughly a couple of hours to do this. And as you return, you'll notice that a couple of the freed slaves are looking over a bit curious to what you're dragging back. With the moon going down, you'll know that the sun is going to rise in just a bit of time.
Well, I will cook the elk, and so on, and just split the food among everyone.
Sounds
I'm going
good.
to make it, and I'm going to make a funny hat for Rickett, like an antlers hat.
Okay.
Why not?
I will need a leatherworking check, and
Oh.
then I also would like a cooking.
Well, I have neither of those things, but
That's fine.
like,
Let's see how well it comes out.
well, I mean, I mean, I've cooking utensils and so on, right? I mean, everyone can cook, correct? So,
I
like,
mean, you can be a decent cook, but being
what do you-
a chef
what-
takes skill.
what do you want me to roll? I don't
Go
have
ahead
anything.
and give me a intelligence check with the cooking. Like you add your intelligence modifier to it, and then the leatherworking add your dex.
I'm an amazing chef, apparently.
Yeah, this, like I said, this is right up your alley.
And they had
But this isn't so much. I mean, you basically just like cut off the head of the elk and like kind of remove it and dry it out. But I mean, other than that, you don't really change much about it. You can open the mouth to see through it, but that's
Yeah.
about what you land on.
Worth a shot. Oh, I enjoy some milk.
Well, as a bit of the time passes with Trace getting the elk prepared and cooking, each of you will wake to the smell of a nice fresh breakfast.
Good morning.
Oh.
Good morning.
Let's eat fast and get going.
I would, at morning, if I were to have my spell prepared, I would try to cast Lesser Restoration on Riffin.
Ah, you're going to restore Lester.
Yes. I will here. I'll need to.
Is Seraphin still alive?
Yeah, is he still alive? I mean,
What a wonderful question.
before I cast this spell.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
I can't tell.
That's bad.
Oh no.
Yeah, he seems. I mean, he's not well, but he's alive.
He's not dead.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Yes.
Imagine if you rolled a 1 there.
That's what I was hoping for, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's walking around, but he's dead. He's undead.
So, if you are going to cast Lesser Restoration on him,
Mhm.
I mean, I can make assumptions, but what condition?
Well, I mean, it just you touch a creature, it can end either one disease or one condition affecting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So, I mean, I'm assuming it's poisoned. Is the condition that we're trying to do? But
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah.
When you cast your spell, you can see as he begins to get what you would recognize as cold sweats. Soon, little driblets of sweat come out with hints of green. You can see the poison beginning to be extracted from his body. Little bits from each and every one of his pores tad bits at a time. Soon, they'll fall away down to the ground, seeping into the grass. You see his color return to practically normal at this point. While his eyes are still closed, you feel that you've done the job.
I think it might have worked, guys. It looks like the poison has been extracted.
Huzzah!
I assume we should. Well, if everybody's waking up, I don't know if we should wake him or just start carrying him. But
We should wake him and let him carry himself.
Can
I
I
don't know if
roll
that's smart.
short rest
Why?
dice?
Yes, at this point,
Oh, yeah.
your short rest will definitely be completed.
Why would that not be a good idea?
Would I know what kind of condition he's in, or do I need to do another medicine check?
You'll know that he, at this point, is just gonna need a couple moments. I mean, like, you would know that the poison that's already that has taken effect will have a slight lingering effect.
Would I expect him to be able to walk?
Within a couple moments, yes.
Like, as in, like, minutes? Or,
Yes.
like, days?
Within a couple minutes.
Okay.
So not a bad idea after all.
That's a lot of hit dice.
It is. How many hit dice do I get back after a short rest?
Just one.
All right, I'm down to 1 then. In question, do you get exhaustion back after a short rest in this, or do you have to rest a whole week to get rid of it?
Yep. We talked about that like maybe 30 minutes ago, I think.
Isn't like Onyx using the thingy?
Excuse me?
Song of Rest.
Oh, I didn't volunteer that. What?
I'm just asking if you're using it. It could be really helpful.
Oh,
I'm just suggesting.
okay.
She said, hands off my shit.
Yeah, I get that. Sorry.
Well, as each of you roll this, as you begin to pass out some of the food that was prepared, after that couple of minutes goes by, Krev, you'll see Sir Riffin's eyes begin to flutter and then open. Am I dead?
No.
I think I might have saved you.
Everything hurts. Where are we? Where are the others?
Aren't they all around us still?
It's, he looks around, rubbing his eyes. Were there no other guild members? Was it just me?
You and everyone else here were in that pit.
Kind of just pull his feet up while he's sitting and pulling his heels up to his ass and placing his head down in between his legs. Then they're all dead.
It's unfortunate. Well, the plan was to get everyone back to Lahles. I don't even know if you can walk yet, but
Oh, as long as I still got my legs, I should be fine.
What did something bite you? What do you know what poisoned you?
That large one cut me across with
The
her
queen?
claw.
The queen?
Yeah, the one with all the heads.
Well, she's dead now. We took them out, and, well, obviously you all are no longer in the pit.
And for that, I'm grateful. Looks like each of you kind of went through hell.
Some of us more so than others.
Except for that one, pointing over towards Trace.
What?
What were you doing, hiding?
I was doing all the hard work.
Does a lot of heavy lifting, but he's usually not on the front lines, but he makes up for it.
I prefer using my bow.
Well, as Riffin begins to stand up, as if I ever see one of those again, I sure as hell won't be getting close.
Probably smart. I mean, we've been told there's something like 3 of these queens.
Well, from the sounds of it, there's only 2 now.
Yeah.
Any chance, by the way, that we would know if this was the same one we saw at the portal?
I will I think it's safe to say after Kadir had done that bit of investigation, I mean, while they look identical, I mean, you're not 100% sure if it was that particular one, but looks pretty close.
Okay. Shall we get going then?
What'd you all do at the portal? Did you destroy it?
The one in the sewers.
The one that was in the temple?
That, you mean that pit where you were?
He'll shake his head. Yeah.
Don't think we came across a portal.
There's obviously quite a bit more going on there than we knew about. We were so wounded that we resolved just to save you and leave.
Well, if it's anything like the one in the sewers of Lahles, it's not something that can be easily destroyed anyways.
True.
We weren't going to leave everyone there. We had to make a choice.
Bradgar and Renus worked on the one in Lahles, and, well, they could only weaken the portal. They were not able to destroy it yet, so...
Well, that one was right in that same room. I don't understand how you could have missed it.
It was a weird rock thing.
Did we really not see a portal when we were in there?
Oh, the one I'm not to blame.
So Kyle, after hearing this talk of a portal, does Reckon realize maybe more about where he recognized that thing?
You tell me, bud. Sounded
don't
like you
know.
were kind of on that path.
That's what it sounds like, but you know.
Did we notice a structure in the pit?
I mean, if you can put together the pieces, Reckon, I'm not going to ever deny you.
All right. Yeah, now that I think about it, I did see something that, in hindsight, might have been a portal.
I mean, was it... I'm assuming it didn't look like the other one we've seen, otherwise we would have noticed it right away.
Well, to be fair, we don't have a way to reliably do anything to them. All we can do is tell Bradgar.
I mean, I could potentially try to do the same thing and weaken it, but I'm not going to be able to shut it down for good.
Had we already thought about using Dispel Magic?
That's what Venus told us he used,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe. And he was able to like weaken it or shut down for a day or something. I don't think
I
it
see.
was it wasn't a permanent thing. But that's the spell I'm talking about, which I have. I just,
I'm not sure what he means by the portal, as Gregory interrupts. But they just did destroy some type of structure once most of them had left.
Wait, the snakes destroyed?
Indeed.
Did you witness it? How did they destroy it?
I'm unsure. A few flashing lights and loud sounds, and then it crumbled into that pile. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but if that's what you'd say, well, I have no reason to disbelieve you. This is...
So they didn't just smash it; they used some kind of magic. You're saying?
He'll shake his head, yes.
Any strange words? Perhaps some fancy hand movements?
The only thing was just a bunch of hissing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So you're trying to tell me you don't understand Abyssal?
Do you?
No.
Well then.
I mean, I can understand the hissing if I'm in my snake form. But...
I'll say in Halfling, got him! Damn!
As far as I know, Whitebridge has been completely overrun, and, well, I'm sure that Millstone has been as well.
Do you know what they were doing there in that crypt or whatever that was? Was it just an outpost, or were they doing something?
I'm not sure. I think just something to torture us.
Did they seem to have a goal with what they were doing to you, or were they just trying to torture and kill?
They had us build and clean. And then they started to slaughter most. Seems that they were through with us.
Were they looking for something, maybe? Sounds like they were interrogating you.
No, never mind.
Well, if nothing else, then I guess we should probably head back.
Yes. I still think we should go through the portal.
Well, if Whitebridge has been overrun, I didn't see any of those creatures there when we stopped in. Just ran into that trouble on the way back.
How long ago was that? That you left?
Oh, what day is it?
Is this day 1st of May?
Now the 2nd.
2nd of May.
Oh, that just a day ago then.
Can I insight what Gregory has been saying thus far?
Of course.
Oh, damn. Nice.
With the way that Gregory is communicating, I mean, it's everything that he's saying seems truthful. He's just not really sure what he had seen, so he's not really sure how to put it into words. He didn't really understand the fact that that device was a portal, and he definitely doesn't seem to have any knowledge of the arcane arts.
So he doesn't even really know what a portal does, then I would assume. What
I
a
guess
portal is.
I guess I was more interested in his conclusion that the city what was it?
Whitebridge?
Right,
Whitebridge. I guess I was more interested in his conclusion that Whitebridge was overrun, but now Sir Riffin is saying it wasn't at least a day ago.
Well, that's where they pulled me and Brian from, and then brought us to here. They've seemed that they have a bit of spies that's been dwelling upon the village.
Those that pulled you from the village, what did they look like?
Like us.
Ah, Sir Riffin, I believe you may have been deceived.
They
Wait.
seemed nice enough to me. I told them we were heading back, and they said, be safe, and, just parted ways as normal.
Did I hear that right? How do we know that you all are human? You're saying that some of them were disguised as humans?
Mm-hmm. The only way that I was able to tell what it was is after realizing that their eyes looked somewhat the same. They aren't able to change that about themselves, but once you're that close, it seems that that's too late.
Would I understand what he means by that, like from seeing them before, like what their eyes look like? And then,
Yes, the vertical slit pupils.
I think we need to do a roll call of everyone here.
Yes, anyone who is a snake person, raise your hand.
We're not saying that. We just need to examine every person, look at their eyes.
Dang,
We
I
don't
thought
want-
that was going to work.
We don't want to be bringing spies back to Lahles.
Well, as no one raises their hand, Rekid, after you scan over the area, if each of you wish to examine each and every one of them, everyone can give me a, it's easy enough to just look, so a collective perception check.
Reverse potato salad.
Rekid, can you roll me a flat d20, please?
Yeah.
A flat d20. That's going to be impossible to roll that thing.
Okay.
Why did no one find that funny?
I did.
Good.
It was pretty comical.
Very good.
Excellent.
So is it basically a
And-
D2? You're rolling a coin?
Fair.
It's flat.
Maybe. If it's flat, I guess it would be. I just need the perception check from Onyx.
She's blind.
Would you know?
As each of you check over the eyes, everything seems fine. Starting with Gregory and Sir Riffin, since you've been looking at them the most, you check them out, and as they all begin to help in the examination, making sure everyone stays in a nice orderly fashion, each of you make your way down the line, and everyone's eyes appear normal.
Can I check my comrades as well? Could you gaze into my eyes?
You went to the bathroom.
Oh, damn it.
I'm back.
He's a snake.
Back.
I was just saying, Kadir, gaze into my eyes. Do it now.
I dramatically cover my eyes and reply back in abyssal. No, not my special eyes.
Look with your special eyes.
The gaze into the iris or whatever.
Trace, can you roll me a D3E, please.
A D3. Does it have to be flat?
Yep.
Three.
Cool. All right, you have all your charges on your bow back.
Oh, I already did that. Just, yeah. Never
Oh.
mind.
I didn't see it.
That me. I'm on.
Christian, you were at the same exact speed that I was. You picked a slightly different meme. You absolute madman. My brand.
Are you gonna let him look at you, Kadir?
Yes, I will let him look with his special eyes.
Kadir's fine.
All right. But I'll do the whole using my fingers to do the I'm watching you.
Okay, so each of you begin making your way back, or you gonna go inspect Whitebridge?
No, we have to make it back. We have so many people, and I guess, how is everyone looking? Kadia and Record and so on, health-wise?
I'm good now.
I'm full HP.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Then I guess we're good. I mean, I'm fine. But we need to escort these people back first, right?
Oh yeah, I also get my level 3 spell slots back.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Fuck
Kadir's
yeah.
ready to go.
Let's battle.
Yeah, I used surprisingly little in that battle, so I'm also good.
Oh my goodness.
But we need to escort those people back, right? There's no way around it.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Well, as each of you make your way, the only obstacle that remains is getting everyone across the river in a safe manner.
Well, I mean, Krev can cast Walk on Water in 10 minutes, right? So I assume we just cast it
Yeah.
several times.
But I think it's only. Hold on, let me check something.
It's not concentration, right? So you can cast
It's
it in 10
not.
minutes.
It's a ritual too, which is nice, but I can only do it on up to 10 creatures at a time.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still.
so you just have to spend time casting it, getting 10 across, then the next 10, next 10. It takes you a bit over an hour to get this done, but you can get this accomplished. Which then by the time each of you make your way back to the east gate, you can hear a call out. Open the gates, refugees! Come from one of the towers that overlooks the road.
I yelled back at him, "Prepare the rabbit!"
Lower the gate.
You just hear, "Oh, it's that guy!"
They love me here. I am a hero of the people.
You mean the jerk?
Also that.
Oh no. Forgot about that.
Those two things don't exclude each other, right?
As you each approach, getting a bit closer, the portcullis will begin to rise as the large gate doors open, parting in the center. Then each of you seeing the city of Lahles through the east door. At this point, we'll go ahead and take our 5-minute break as each of you make your way back into Lahles. Getting fairly late into May 2nd.
Refuse.
So, be right back and see everyone in just a couple minutes.
Right.
Okay. Back to live. So, as you each make your way in, this is when you will see your best friend standing, arms crossed. As you make your way in, and then he looks to you, Trace, and says, "Well, any more wise comments?"
Sure. What kind of flavor would you like?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Humans are really stupid, huh? And I continue walking. And I like turn around after a few steps and give him a smile.
Sir Griffin will laugh.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
man.
they are.
So, any rabbit? It's been like at least 12 hours since my last rabbit. I mean, this is really bad.
Well, I'm sure you can find plenty back at the guild.
I'm getting the shakes.
Where I'm going to. And then, as the rest of the people that you bring in start to make their way into the gate, you'll see that they are being looked over and tended to by each of the, what I believe Kadir called the guild guards. And as each of them look over, then they'll be just like motioned along inside, and then each of them will kind of give you a bit of a wave and a thanks as they follow the instructions from the guild members. Gregory will approach and say, "Well, they're having us just go over to the camps on the east in order to get a little bit of food and shelter until they can find a more stable place for us to stay. I wish Brian was here to be able to thank you, but I mean, I can't. I still haven't really been home that much, so I can't offer you anything. But if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know."
Of course.
My microphone muted, sorry. I will make my way to the bar.
Hey,
If
would you
possible.
like to go to like a different tavern in Lahles, or are you going to go back to the guild hall?
Oh, different. That's a good idea. Maybe they have a different recipe for rabbit.
Maybe.
You never know.
I think we need to, if they don't already know it, speak with Bradgar and Renus and let them know that some of the Yuan-Ti are impersonating
Yeah, that's
people,
probably wise.
and to pay attention to people's eyes. Look for the slitted eyes, and before letting anybody into town, make sure that they get their eyes checked before they're let in, kind of thing. But yeah, I think we need to go talk to them.
Okay, let's do that first then.
Yeah. So I guess going
But I
to the
mean,
guild hall.
do we agree in the fact that we just simply just do a pit stop here and we continue to the east again? Or what's the plan here?
I think we need to. Well, regardless, we need to tell them about the potential portal that was there.
Yeah.
You know, so they need to be aware of that too. So at a minimum, we need to do a debriefing.
True.
But was our plan to keep going after that, finding that place? I mean, I thought we were going to kind of. I mean, I guess we were looking for whatever encampment to the east that we were told about, and I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
assuming that was it, but
Yeah.
Yes, but we need to find a way to destroy said portal, because now that it has been established, they can just come out of it and waylay anyone who's on that road. It seems that it will not be considered safe until it is destroyed.
it sounds like they said it was destroyed though. By the Yuan-Ti, they disposed of it.
Well, then
That's why we didn't notice.
are we sure?
I mean, from what they described, it sounded like it, but we probably should go check it out and verify.
I think we should consider that, yes. We can let Bradgar make that decision.
Yes, I mean the people telling us about it are not magically adept, so they may have misconstrued what they saw.
If the 1T did destroy it, then they gave up a very significant. Well, that means that they gave up a strategic benefit, perhaps because the portal led to somewhere they did not want it to. Which is.
Yes.
Well,
There must have been a reason, an ulterior motive for destroying it.
they must have presumed that we would use it.
Maybe Onyx scared them when she showed up through the portal on the other side.
It's maybe the same
That's
portal.
with how
it
many
may
there
not.
were.
But
There were on the other side of that portal. I highly doubt that.
no, not they're
Scared
not
me.
afraid of you as one person, I would say, but they might be afraid us knowing that we might send an army through next time. If they believe that we might, come back. I mean, if we're brave enough to go through the portal.
Is there any chance that that Venus or someone would know if you went through the portal, could come back again? Like, do we know for sure if it's a two-way portal or just a one-way portal?
I don't. Would we know that, or is that just assumed with what happened to Erica?
Well, that's the only evidence that you have thus far.
It's kind of bad we didn't get to actually look at this portal, right? I mean, we should probably have done that.
I mean, could I make like an Arcana check to think like if there is a constant portal, like not one that's like a temporary, one and done. If there's a
Sure.
a static portal that's still existing, I would think that there would have to be the same on the other end.
Of course,
I
fair
don't know if I
assumption.
need
Go ahead and
to-
give me an Arcana check.
All right. Where is it? There it is. Hell yeah. Max 26. Why did that roll twice? That was weird.
Ooh. It came up a little bit weird. It looked like it landed on the 2 for a moment and then it was like weighted.
Yeah, that glitched like crazy. Anyways,
But
max roll.
it was a good glitch to say the least. So with the 26, I mean, while you don't have the specific capabilities, you would know that with combinations of runes and magical arts and stuff from the arcane capabilities, that this could be done. But you don't know of one to be done as far as you're aware.
Right. But wouldn't I understand the concept that if
Mm-hmm.
there's a permanent portal here, there's probably a permanent portal on the other side?
And with the evidence that Onyx had given you, I mean, this makes total sense to you.
Yeah.
There definitely was something on the other side that she was able to come back through, while you may not know exactly what it is from what she has given you the information on. Also being a bit dark and quickly making her way back out.
Right.
But there was definitely something there.
Yes, I feel like I would just relay that. I feel like if there's a permanent portal here, that means there's a permanent portal on the other side. So
I don't see what all the fuss is about. Once I'm done with things, I break them. Perhaps that was the case.
I'm assuming there was just some type of strategy. But again, if they knew we were willing to cross through once, they might have a fear of us sending an army through.
Perhaps. I'm sure that Bradgar Venus will know. They're way smarter than me.
Speaking of which, we need to go debrief.
Yes. Oh, now we need to talk to those guild people again? I mean, we need to get rid of that stuff. But, I mean, how long will this take? And did we even agree on what to do? Or was it just like, I mean, what do you guys think we should do now? After the debrief?
I assume we're going to the guild and then going back out after we debrief.
Okay,
Unless they put us on some other mission for whatever reason, you know.
let's go and debrief then.
All right. Well, as each of you come up with a bit of a plan, as long as everyone finds this into agreement and nothing else needs to be said, we can move right to making your guys' way there.
I mean, I'm going to like not be part of the debriefing. As I mean, as I said, like previous session, I don't want to be part of the guild, so I'm going to leave it to you guys and go eat some rabbit.
All right. I mean, we need to tell them about the queen we killed, the portal, and, you know, potential spies.
Yeah.
I don't think I missed anything else.
I just want to
it
make
was
sure that
interesting.
Onyx, Rekid, and Kadir are on board with it. Unless they have something in mind that they'd like to go get accomplished.
I think they are, yeah. They better be.
My world, I have no problems with it.
All right. If
Idea.
everybody's ready, let's go to the guild.
Okay then.
Well, as each of you make your way to the Corn Silk Rat Guild Hall, you'll notice that there are 6 guards, again, guild member guards, that are standing outside, but the doors are closed. When each of you make your way into the little bit of light from the sconces on the other side of the doors, as they notice Sir Riffin, they'll begin to open the doors and yell inside, "Riffin and the others return!" And as you make your way in, you will see that there's not very many guild members occupying the tavern at the moment. It's a bit dead, as it usually is at night, with most people being on duty and taking rest when needed and when available. But there's a few individuals that begin to hoist their tankards and cheer as you make your way in. The doors close behind you, and Riffin says, "Well, it's gonna be time for a nice cup of ale. Tell Bradgar I'll be up in a moment. I need a drink before I talk to him."
Well deserved.
And just double checking, Trace, you're just gonna get food. You're not gonna go up for the conversation.
No.
No, as in, no, I'm wrong,
No.
or no, you're not.
You're correct. I'm doing that. I'm not joining
Okay.
the conversation. No.
So can everybody besides Trace give me a perception check as you make your way up the stairs? Think I just need records?
He might have
Did you
stepped
say, like, be
away.
right back? Yeah,
Yeah.
he said be right back.
Got it.
He might be doing baby stuff.
Okay, well, I think enough of you rolled a decent roll. So, Kadir, as you're, anticipating taking the lead on speaking to Bradgar, as you normally do in these meetings, you'll catch a flicker of purple and green light come from under Bradgar's closed office door. Each of you hear a voice. While you're unable to make out whose voice it is, you will hear the words, "And come alone," as a bit of what sounds to be whirling wind and bits more of lights flicker and disappear as the silence and the sounds from the tavern begin to take over once more.
What was the gender of the voice?
Female.
Did it sound like one that we had heard before?
As said, you're unable to figure it out exactly what voice, but
Comment.
those were the words that were heard.
I assume I hear nothing, right?
Yeah, you're downstairs.
Sorry, Pepper lost her mind.
Where's did Salt get away?
Did Salt get away?
Come on.
Who is Salt?
Never mind, Kadir.
Pepper and salt.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Is this a Salt D's nuts joke?
A salt and pepper joke. Reckon, can you give me a perception check?
Yeah.
Okay, other than hearing a female's voice say "and come alone," that's all the information you get, Kadir, because you're at the point you'll see the lights, and then each of you hearing the what sounds to be whirling winds quickly evaporating.
What the fuck was that?
Well, should we knock first?
Is the conversation over that we were overhearing?
I believe so. And I'll knock.
And when you knock, you'll hear, like, what sounds to be someone being quite a bit startled. Come in. And as it sounds that a chair had been knocked over, hearing that wood crash against the floor. And as you open the door, you'll see Bradgar kind of adjusting the desk a bit, reorganizing some of the parchment that lies upon it, and relighting the candles, giving light once more.
Can I insight his flusteredness to interpret anything, or is that just kind of...
You can if you'd like. I mean, from what you're seeing, it definitely seems that he is a bit flustered.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Do I spy any objects handy, perhaps necessary to cast a spell? Maybe.
Other than the
No.
pouch that he normally carries on his side that you see him with, there isn't much that's noticeable. If you'd like to take a bit more of an in-depth check, or in-depth look, you can give me a perception check.
Okay. I presume it's just a 21. The guidance just got thrown in there.
Okay. You'll note that there definitely a few things that can be used for spells here and there as you take a look around, but nothing of two power. You know, a little copper wire here, a couple of incense and things of that manner that are about.
Okay. I do hope we did not startle you, Bradgar.
Just a bit. I wasn't expecting such late visitors, but happy to see each of you back. I'm assuming nothing but good news.
We do hope we aren't interrupting. We did hear a voice.
No, I'm all alone in here.
I guess. Well, yes, all good news, of course. Well, perhaps not quite. We will say bittersweet. Riffin is safe. However, his squad seems to have been slain. So that is, of course, the bittersweet news. The good news is that we have saved many refugees.
Any of them able to fight?
We did not assess them for such things. Perhaps that's it. That sits more to the city, I believe.
They're in the refugee camp. I'm assuming they'll be assessed there, right?
I'm just curious if any of them looked as if they were capable filling some ranks. But everything there was dispatched of, yes? No more Yonti?
All that we saw, including a queen.
It's good. Good. Anything else?
One of our refugees, or it might have been Riffin, I can't remember who said it, said there was a portal there, but that was dismantled by the Yuan-Ti before we arrived. We didn't see it when we were there, but I feel like we need to verify, because this is explained to us by people who are not as adept at magic.
Where is Riffin now?
He's downstairs getting an ale.
And what of your elven friend, Trace? Is he able to make it out? Don't see him here.
Yeah, he's getting food.
That man will eat us out of rabbit if he's here too long. Does he eat anything else?
I believe he only has one food group that he is concerned with.
I feel the same as well. So let me understand this as clear as possible. I'm sorry, it's been quite a long day, to say the least. Some individuals that you had rescued explained that there might have been a portal there that the Auntie destroyed.
They said that they were muttering in abyssal, or the hissing, and well, it stopped glowing. That was what their description was. I feel like we should investigate it further. They're not magically adept. They may have misconstrued what they saw.
But it does imply that the 1T have a way of making these portals and unmaking them, which would also explain why one popped up so quickly and so close.
If they are dismantling them, then maybe they had concerns about our friend Onyx traveling through and back previously. I mean, potentially we could transport an army through one. That's what they're doing. Why not do it back to them?
It does make a bit of sense.
So, if they're worried we do something like that, maybe they're tying up loose ends.
Well, as I said, it's been a bit of a long day. Have you spoken to Rena since your return?
No, we have not.
You were the first stop.
Well, I do appreciate the honor of being the first that you've spoken with. Perhaps Renus can be better to assist with this. He had mentioned that he had a few words to share with you.
All right.
Very well. Do you have any clue as to the subject matter?
Something about one of the boys being a bit sick.
Oh no.
He said that perhaps one of them had gotten into something that you had made, which, from what Renus has told me, me and you, Kadir, need to have a very long, interesting conversation when the time is right.
Perhaps we should.
Oh, one more thing. The refugees mentioned that they were ambushed by spies, people that could take their form, and that the only way they could tell was by their eyes being, the slitted eyes. We need to make sure we're checking everyone coming in and out of the city. Make sure we're not having Yuan Ti work their way in.
Well, I think a couple of things need to be said with that. One, you did check each of those that you brought in, correct?
Yes.
Well, then if they're in, then I'm safely assuming that each of them were fine. But how do each of you find in informing me such things that you find out? How do each of you do it so calmly?
We've had
Alcohol.
time to dwell on it, I guess.
Points
We
to
had to
Rick.
travel back
That makes
for a
sense.
day.
I would say we're desensitized.
Yes. But I don't know if we need to maybe start setting up safety checkpoints, because there could very well be spies already within the city.
We had already found them once before. If they're here again, then we will, well, extinguish them from our ranks. And with that, then each of you will hear a knock on the door. And as the door gets pushed open a bit, then you'll see Sir Riffin standing with a tankard. Hey, you have a moment? With all due respect, Sir Riffin, while I am extremely happy that you are back, I need some rest for the night, and I'm, well, unfortunately quite rudely rushing these four along. As Bradgar looks towards each of you. We'll need to continue this conversation. If the areas have been overrun, then we will need to send forces there at once. And the good news is if you were able to make it there and back, then Samir's forces haven't spread too far.
Shall we go meet with Renus then?
I suppose we shall. Whatever. Well, never mind. I hope you rest well.
Dear, if you have something to say quickly, then say it. It's just been an exhausting day.
I can imagine. I will not tax you further. Please, rest well.
And as he ushers each of you out of the office, leaving you just outside the door with Sir Riffin, Riffin will look towards each of you and shrug his shoulders, take a sip from the tankard, say, how about a couple of rounds?
Oh, yes.
Well, Trace is already down there. He's got his rabbit and a couple of drinks. I don't see how someone eats the same thing. As he puts his arm around you, Reckon, and begins leading you down the stairs, looks back towards the other three, and says, will you be joining us?
Just for the record, Trace doesn't drink.
I meant it more as a general term, but good
Oh, okay,
good
okay.
note. With each of you being quite a bit silent, Sir Riffin will shrug and lead Rekka down. Then order a couple rounds, get a bit of food as each of you join Trace at the table.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't like get into too much drinking and be ready for an early start tomorrow. Racket?
Okay, I'll keep it to 5 or 6. It should be fine.
Okay. 5 or 6 beers, right? Not 5 or 6.
That's all you can drink.
Uh,
Riffin slides you a tankard.
really starting with that.
Wonderful. Just wonderful.
Okay. Onyx, Krev, and Kadir. Are each of you going to join, or perhaps go speak with Renus after finding out that little bit of information?
Couldn't we like send like I don't know, a page for him?
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Adia, why don't we go speak with Renus?
Yes.
I'll join with the Regan's talk. Well, I know nothing
How?
about magic, but maybe not. I'll stay here. I'll
What
make
did you
sure.
do that I've here at the table?
What? Sorry.
I was confused how you would do that if we're like standing
Yeah.
off to the side. I didn't
That
even know
makes-
you'd be able to hear us.
That makes sense. I'll take care of Racket.
Okay, so Onyx, Krev, and
I would like to lean up to Trace and whisper something to him.
okay.
You're gonna walk over to the table and say something to him, did you say?
Yep, and I'm gonna Trace, I'd like to message you directly.
Sure.
I guess you can go ahead and CC me on that note.
I sent a nod to Kadir. And I like to make sure that that Racket don't like drink himself into oblivion or whatever it's called.
Of course.
So Kadir,
Well-
are we going to be going to see Renus?
I believe so, yes. After all, it is
So then-
likely my handiwork.
I would like to like
Brilliant.
place myself.
So I guess we'll be going.
Yeah, sorry. I would like to place myself in a way so I can always look at like who's going to visit Bradcar.
Mhm.
Just in case.
My only question, Rekka, do you allow Trace to babysit you?
I mean, I'm not going to complain about his presence for sure.
I'd
But I
say
guess-
if there is a point where Trace feels like you should be cut off and you don't, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But
Yes,
that's mainly what I was curious of.
got it.
So, Krev, Onyx, and Kadir, each of you make your way to the Whispers of Life Tower where Venus is to be. Is there anything you'd like to say along the way, or just fast forward straight there?
I would ask them. I would ask. So, how do you feel about our meeting with Radgar?
I mean, it seemed kind of typical. I mean, he definitely was a little flustered when we walked in. He was talking with someone that he wanted to cover up.
It was even stranger that he did not wish to speak of it openly, even when asked.
He was quite suspect.
It might be
I do not
something we
trust
want
him.
to bring up to Renus, maybe.
Perhaps. He
Maybe.
speaks to
Could
him
be-
regularly.
It could be Samira. Did we actually hear those words that you said? We just didn't understand who the voice was, really.
Other than able to pick up that it was a female's voice, that's all that you can definitively.
But we did hear those actual words.
Yep, those are the
Yeah.
only two details.
Okay. I mean, if he's supposed to be meeting someone alone, I don't know, that seemed kind of off-putting. Sketchy.
We did just talk with him about setting up negotiations with Samira. So, it connect two and two.
But Renus would know about that. The perfect time to go over
seems-
there and find out.
Yes, it seems... I don't know. Either way, I feel like she's going to backstab him.
Yes, there is something that I'm sure is going on that none of us will like.
Anytime anyone says come alone, it's never good.
I don't know about that.
I suppose.
I've been told to come alone to quite a many places and never had a bad time. But you might be right.
Usually
It's
it means
because-
they plan on killing you when they tell you that.
Or it,
Is it though?
but at the very least, it usually means that they have you over a barrel.
Yes.
Well, perhaps.
But, Onyx, perhaps you know more about blackmailing and being blackmailed?
Perhaps. But I've also never been over a barrel. Seems like you have.
What can I say? Mido is a strange place.
Apparently.
But it seems, well, perhaps whatever proof Samira was attempting to furnish to us, maybe she's using it against Bradgar more directly. Or perhaps not. There is. But what I can say is that Bradgar does seem to be on the losing side of this argument.
Maybe she revealed to him the evidence.
Maybe. Or perhaps, well, at any rate, I am sure that that is a meeting I do not want to be part of. I think you are right, Krev. It sounds like the kind of meeting that people die at.
Yes. He may be looking for covert bodyguard to join him. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, if he was going to call anyone at this point, I suppose it would have to be Riffin, wouldn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, Riffin is the most able-bodied person he has in his employ, is he not?
I don't know.
We will see. Proceed to Renus.
Yep. With that conversation lasting nearly the entire trip to the tower. Just a little bit off note. I'm curious what you guys think of this. track that for the tower versus the one I was using.
Sorry, what are you showing us?
It's just a different, like wizard tower thing. It's more cauldron-y and things versus just like a book flipping. But
Right.
Where?
just figured
I like
it's
that one
rhythm
better.
bot. Yeah, I think so as well.
Oh.
But I was just curious. But as you make your way into the tower, you do spot Renus on the first floor, and you'll note that Awen is
Jesus.
laying
Yeah.
Sorry.
laying on like a bench. You see a cloth over his forehead. You hear him let out a moan. It's all right, little one.
I quickly rush over to him.
Oh, well, welcome.
What's wrong with the little one?
You're right.
It seems that he may have, well, dabbled in that concoction that Kadir has made. Kadir, what was exactly in that? I need to know so I can assist him.
It was the paste made from the eyes of Umberhawks, mixed with a magical water from the inside machinations or engines of an iron cobra. It is a magical brew, to say the least. The effect that it has had on the items I was soaking it in, it's made them more malleable and more open to the influence of magic. Perhaps vulnerable.
Oh my.
With a sigh, Venus looks to the goblin and says, "Hello, Ewan. I hope once we're able to cure you of this illness, then you won't be tasting such odd concoctions for quite some time." Response, my tum hurts.
Maybe we can get him to throw
Poor
it up.
child.
Oh no, it is far too far along for that. He drank it several days ago.
Hmm.
I'm
Do you
surprised he is still being affected.
Do you have something to flush his system?
Yes, and begin to whip something up in a few moments' time. I'll have it ready in a couple of hours. He'll take the cloth off the forehead, dip it into a bucket, wring out the extra bit of water, and then place it back on him. And you just make sure that you don't get into anything. Notice that you'll be moving. And Renus will make his way over to the work table, grab a mortar pestle, and begin to grind up some flowers. Well, what did each of you find? I was hoping that you will bring some good news after the day.
We found Riffin.
Ah, that's wonderful. As he turns, looking at each of you as he continuing to grind up the flour.
And about 50 other refugees.
Well, even better.
The camp to the east of Yuan-Ti.
That's fantastic news. Where are your other friends? They still back at the guild?
They're back at the tavern.
Ah,
Back at the tavern.
that one record. You can't pull him away from alcohol for too long. It seems that it's a bit of a bit of a weak point of his.
He likes getting
I
wrecked.
wouldn't really say a weak point. I say, that is how he copes with his life. And I mean, he's still functional all the time. And would say he knows how to live it up. And sometimes I think all of us could take a page out of his book.
I know that if I drank as much as him, I'd be on my ass for at least a week's time.
Hmm. If you'd even recognize your ass at that point.
I might assume
Sometimes
it
you
that
don't know
my
your
ass to be
ass
my
is
face at
color.
that point.
Perhaps. Anyway, have you recently talked to Edgar?
Yes, I was confirming that to see if he knew anything about what you had made in that barrel, Kadir. I wasn't able to quite decipher it fully, and any information I could gather would help the poor young one. But now that I understand it to be Umber Hulk eyes, well, it should be an easy fix.
Renus, I do not know how to say this, but we are concerned for Bradgar.
Why is that?
He seems to be affected by someone. We do not know who, but when we went to his when we went to his door, he was having a conversation with someone. That someone said to come alone, and I'm assuming you know the implications that has. But I fear that someone, and he upon our entering, he was somewhat. Uh, I do not want to
Busted.
say scared, but affected by our sudden
Busted.
arrival.
Obviously, that person he was communicating with was not in the room with him physically.
Yes, and when we asked him about it, he said that he was talking to no one and that no one was there. And while that technically was true, well, again, you are his friend. I feel that you should know this. He seems. Perhaps you can talk to him. See, and I trust you to handle this more than I would trust myself, and more than he would trust me. But Bradgar seems to have something going on that he may be afraid of, and perhaps you can help him.
Don't want to assume, but it could be Samira. But who
It
knows?
was a woman, but there are many women in this world. That would be assuming much.
Well, if you are so concerned, I must ask why just come here with the news and not follow yourself?
I do not feel that it is my place.
Well, someone must go. Look, as he grabs a book from the shelf and opens it up, he'll gesture each of you to it. And as each of you look over it, you can see that there is a set of instructions, a recipe for like hearing ailments, and also noting bits of petrification as well. Look, I'll need each of you to finish this. If you follow this exactly, then you'll be able to accomplish the task. If he is hiding something, then I must be by his side. I cannot let him do something foolish. Not now.
This recipe book, is this for
Fixing Awen?
Yes. And just follow these steps. I've only now just finished grinding the flours, and all you'll need to do is a bit of mixture and, well, making sure it doesn't get too hot.
Krev, you are a prime herbalist.
All right.
And as long as one of you can keep that wet rag on him, it'll help keep the fever down. It'll help relieve a bit of the pain.
Can I use wisdom for herbalism? Or what is...
Yeah. With reading it, you will get it at advantage as well, because you have a set of instructions.
Okay. I have not had to do one of these checks before, so I did not have the attribute.
Trace, can you roll me a perception check at advantage?
Yes, sir. Let's see if I'm good at that.
God, that sucked.
That's not. Oh. 27.
Nice.
With your repositioning, as you are having a little bit of a split between Rekid and, keeping some task at hand, you'll see this dark cloaked figure make their way down the stairs and towards the front guild doors.
I quickly say to like Rekid and George, who is with us?
Riffin?
Riven, yeah.
Gregory is gone.
I'll retire to the bathroom for a moment. I'll be right back. And I quickly slip off my seat, and as soon as I no one's watching me, I cast invisibility on myself, and I follow the hooded figure.
Okay, can you give me a stealth check at advantage? Advantage needed.
Exactly.
Sarcasm. As both the rolls were a 15, but 26 still isn't bad, to say the least. As you break away, take a moment and cast invisibility on yourself, Rekid, you've had a couple of drinks. You and Sir Riffin are exchanging a couple of stories here and there. But you're just going to continue to sit and enjoy yourself now that your babysitter's gone?
Just to clarify, he did say to me he was leaving, right? Just to go to the bathroom.
Yes, to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay. I think in my current state, I would have no reason to think otherwise. So yeah, I'll just keep doing my own thing.
Okay. All right. And back at the tower, as Renus gets a few of his belongings together, he'll begin making his way out of the tower, leaving each of you to tend to Awen.
All right. So he... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, but like we didn't really get to tell him all the news either yet about the portal and stuff. But at some point, I want to talk to him about that.
There will be a time and a place.
Yeah.
For now, it seems that things are happening.
So, Trace, as you follow this hooded figure, you'll notice a couple of glances back, and with your dark vision and bits of light given off from the moon, as it's getting fairly close to midnight at this point, you'll note that you are indeed following Bradgar.
Good. Well, I'll follow him. I mean, I'm invisible, so I assume that should be fairly easy for me to do so.
Well, taking a few glances back, you'll note that he is making his way over to the west gate. And when he makes his way there, a couple of guards will be there. He'll unhood himself and then say, open the gates. I have business to attend.
I assume I can just slip by, right? Well, I mean, I just follow him. Like, I'm invisible. It shouldn't be that hard, right?
Well, I mean, from your past experience, I think it's pretty safe to say that you feel that you're well concealed. You are becoming quite adept at this.
Yeah, I will slip by.
And with a bit of confusion and questions being asked by the guild members, eventually Bradgar will raise his voice a bit and say that, open the gates, that this is an order. And then, with
But when he starts yelling that, I'm going to slip in front of him. So as soon as they open the gate, I slip through ahead of him. If that makes sense.
got it. Well, with that, though, the bit of a nod given. The guards, again, opening the gate. You slip through, going through first. And as you look behind, you'll note that Bradgar is following. A couple of the guild members attempt to follow, but he puts up a hand and waves them off. And as they hold fast, he turns, beginning to make his way.
I follow along.
As he makes his way past you, he gives like a bit of a look over. He looks towards your direction, but you feel that he doesn't lay eyes directly on your position. But it's definitely a bit closer than your past experiences.
I'm going to make sure that like I'm like 60 feet or so from him. In general. And just keep up with him.
Understood. Then, as he makes his way out, maybe a mile or so, judging from like you being down the road a couple of times at this point, you'll note that he's close to 2 miles out from Lahles. He stops and begins to look around and just seems to be waiting.
I'll wait with him.
There's about 5 minutes passed. Then you see this bright light, almost like a sparks from a dwarf forging on a shield, being broken away as the hot iron has been yet to set. And as it does, you'll see it start at about head level. Then it looks as if it's being torn as it moves down all the way to the ground, then begins to open. Through the this odd thing, to say the least, you'll see that in the background there is a camp. You'll note the Wheat Civet Guild symbol on a banner. And through this door-like object, out walks Samira. Then the door closes. Well, I assume that you've come alone? Bradgar just remains silent. Well, tell me this. How does it feel to know that you'll die in a city, being unable to do anything to protect those that would be so foolish to call you a leader? Well, just know, Samira, I've been aware of your trickery and your deception. Your friends have given us quite a bit of extra information. Well, nonetheless, you'll still die, and then I'll be able to return home. It's not your home, Samira. You shouldn't go back there. He wanted to keep you from there for a reason. And what would you know? What my husband wanted? You killed him. Well, you know what he was becoming, what he wanted. You mean like what you became? Nonetheless, killing your own brother, despicable. And feel it's safe to assume that you know that your puppets had acquired the compass. Bradgar remained silent. Well, in time, we will meet. Your forces have been weakened and you're crumbling, begging for any sort of help from the outside world. That is when I'll step in and give the people of Lahles what they really deserve. A leader that will truly unite Elista. And not just some despicable, disgusting dream that you have. False images that you've portrayed. Your people don't even know who or what you truly are. Then Samira spits on the ground and takes out a sword, slashes behind her into the air, and as she does, this same door-like object will begin to appear. You see Trace, the camp behind her, as she steps back through, and then the door seals shut, disappearing. See Bradgar reach into a satchel. As he does, you see him kind of open his hand, not really being able to note exactly what is in his hand. You see him look down at it before clutching his fist and then placing the object back in the satchel. Then turns, begins to make his way back to Lahles.
So will I.
Okay. So
and I will try to beat him back, if that makes sense. I want to be back at the inn when he returns.
understood. Rekid, can you give me an intelligence check?
Yeah.
As you and Sir Riffin are, still exchanging a couple of stories, and him basically thanking you for saving his life. If it weren't for each of you that had arrived, he would surely be dead, of course. You begin to kind of think, man, Trace has been gone for a while.
I think I'll say as such, like, oh gosh, where's my comrade? I'll go check for him in the John.
How long ever have I been gone?
It's been close to an hour.
Oh, that's just a good poop.
Could be.
I mean, cell phones don't exist in this universe, though, so I don't know, man. That's a long poop. You're not scrolling through Facebook memes.
Well, you do realize what they say about elves, right? I mean, elves are in no rush. They live for eternities. They take their time, right?
Eternities?
Yeah.
Take away
elves
a
are
level,
mortal,
Matt.
right?
I'm sorry.
All right, guys. I think that's a night for me. It was a great bye.
Well, Rekid, as you go and check, I mean, you only find like a very, very drunk guild member, but no trace.
You're not Trace. Where's Trace?
Is there any chance I return at the time he starts looking for me?
Trace, as you're making your way back, you definitely take the lead. As you do, you'll notice Renus quickly making his way towards the west gate. As you look back, you'll know that he's gonna cross paths with Bradgar soon enough, giving you enough time to return to the guild hall well ahead.
Good. Well, when I return, I'm going to I assume that Reckon is still looking for me at the yard. I'm going to return to the table and bring a new rabbit and just like sit there and eat it when he returns. If I have my timing correct, of course.
Yeah, I mean, just about at the same time, it works out perfectly. Almost as if it was totally planned. You sit down at the table as Rekord returns.
I look at Rex for a moment. Where you been, man?
Oh, geez. Maybe I've drunk more than I thought. Just kind of take a look at my tankard. That's probably a good stopping point for me tonight.
Yeah, let's go to the tower.
All right.
And I make sure that, like, I don't know when Brad got, but I make sure Brad got sees us. Like, I don't know. We walk past him or something. Without noticing he's he, but like make sure he sees us in the hooded as the hooded figure.
Well, with your expert tracking skills and being able to like kind of count those footsteps more naturally, you can time it out fairly close to where you make your exit roughly about the same time. You see him off in the distance as him and Renus are making their way down the city streets of Lahles, and each of you make your way.
I make sure to say, "Oh, you had too much to drink, Rekord. Let me help you."
All right.
Well,
just to make sure that like he definitely heard me. You know.
Easy enough. You can give this bit of a show, if you will, and then make your way back to the tower.
Exactly what I do. Yes.
Well played.
Thank you. Oh, I was really like debating what to do there. I was like, should I just like speak up? That would probably be very bad.
Well, as you make your way back, you'll see Krev working away on some type of potion or some type of medicine, to say the least. And the others making sure that Awen is staying put and taken care of.
A word with everyone, please. Fast and just us, please. Oh, Renus is out, right? Because I saw him
Indeed.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quickly gather anyone and say, Brad guy to the left. I followed him. He went outside the gates. I still followed him. He stood still for a moment and waited for something, and all of a sudden a portal appears. And through the portal stepped Samira.
I give a slight arm pump.
And they had a very interesting conversation. Apparently, Samira was once married to Bradgar's brother. And apparently Bradgar killed him.
I give a larger arm pump.
But it still seems like
bad news.
it seems like Samira is like still the evil one here, though. Keep that in mind. Seems like, I mean, Bradgar said she was something else, almost like implying that she was not human. What that might be, I'm not sure.
Well, just because she is not human does not mean she is evil.
Fair, but
it only means
the way he said it, though, it seems like it was something more, I don't know, evil, if you will.
It still could be a problem depending on what she is. Alternatively, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's evil, but it could be more of a problem. And all this other information seems like it's surmounting with issues here. I don't like any of it.
Yeah, and one more important fact is that Samira mentioned the compass. And it seems like Bradgar really wants it for some reason.
Well, I do believe we inadvertently gave it to him.
Oh. We did?
Yes.
Oh.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, looking at the conversation had, Bradgar still seems the right one to back. It seems like he has good intention for the people of the city, at least.
I am of the opinion
I am still of the opinion that he is very much hiding. He is very much hiding. Well, that murder
Something.
or the murder that Samira referenced.
Oh, I totally agree. And of course, he should be
Yes.
punished by that at some point. But right now, I mean,
I mean,
I
you
mean,
can't
if
really
anything,
attack
you
both of them.
admit that you murdered your brother.
Yeah, I'm probably ashamed.
Exactly.
I
Plus, you look more sus for other activities. Look more seedy.
That's true.
Were there any other clues as to where Samira is from, or what she is?
I don't think so, unless I could have had an insight or something. Kyle?
Yeah, you can give me an insight check at advantage. See if
Yeah, I'll
there's
do.
any other details that you could pick up.
Come on, show me potato salad. There you go. 20.
So, I'd just like to note that Samira was the one accusing Bradgar of being something different.
Oh,
For one thing. So I'm glad that you asked for the roll because I'm totally fine with letting you guys think something totally wrong. That's your
Yeah.
assumption. But
okay, that's good.
might be a little bit evil thing for me to do, but
Yeah, but to be fair,
So
for some reason,
evil.
their voices sound a lot alike. It should almost be. It's almost like the same person does the voice for both
I
of
mean,
them.
I only got so many voices, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna put a
The-
voice changer on my thing, and
that's
then
fair.
that
Man.
way I can use like different things.
Ooh.
From the way that you
Like a
originally said it,
girl
Kyle,
voice.
it made it seem like there were three, or that there were two, that they were all non-human, is what that sounded like to me.
I got the.
Yeah.
I
That
got
she
this
was
as Samira, so,
referencing Bradgar's brother, her husband, as wanting to obtain the same thing that he obtained. And then that's why he was killed. With that information as well, Trace, from your insight, well, I mean, thinking of like who to back, I mean, I'll leave that for you. Because that would be a personal opinion, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Tracer stated several times that he supports the people. He doesn't really care. I mean, about either of those. He just wants the people to be safe. So his logic is like supporting whoever gets us to that goal, whoever that might be.
It seemed like more of like a general ideal type support.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But with that in mind, just want to make sure like I answered your question fully.
I think you did.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, I still think that Brad guy is the better of the two. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that kind of changes everything. That I misunderstood who the person was who was something else.
What's up, homies? You guys just missed a
Do we have any
big
way of
bomb
like
drop on
sensing
the
if he's a
party.
shapeshift or anything along those lines? I'll look at the craft.
I actually do. If you mention that,
Yeah, I do.
I have a spell.
I mean,
Is
I'm
it-
just guessing here, but yeah.
Is it Moonbeam?
How's it going,
it is.
Ravanya? Remedies? I hope I said that right.
Doesn't that deal damage though?
It does. You want
I
to pull that
mean,
trigger, buddy?
please.
Uh,
I
But I
wouldn't
mean,
mind.
shapeshift does not appear as a magic, right? Like, detect magic wouldn't show anything.
depends
He is-
on. Yeah, it depends.
Well, it detect magic can see illusions or can pick up illusions generally, but it does not pick up invisibility.
Right. Should we like should we put our faith in Renus and ask him for help?
I do not think we should. But
Imagine
we
if he's
should.
actually using something such as disguise self. We could always. Else couldn't we?
Yeah, that is the first thing that it could possibly be. But if it is, well, if it is sustained, then that would be. It implies a stronger magic. It could perhaps be actual shape shifting.
We ever
Yeah.
done detect magic around him? Like we've done detect magic around him before, no?
Yes, but we would have shuffled it off because he is a literal wizard. So we might have. And actually, I do not believe we have used that around him before.
But anyways, I mean, if we know the thing about his brother, maybe it's time we ask it around a little bit, you know? Maybe we can work out what his brother is or was, and that might give us a clue.
That is fair. We did not find information about his brother and me, though. But if he, perhaps his brother lived here.
That's true.
So obviously, we want to go to the Office of Central Government and beginning to pull family records.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously,
Sounds like the perfect plan.
yeah, those are all things that exist here, right?
I mean, we would assume that his brother would have been a part of the guild as well, right?
Oh, I know.
They must
What?
have records, right?
What if we ask Jeeves? He's old as hell.
Jeeve.
That's actually not a bad
Jeeve.
call. No, yeah, that's a good idea.
Ah, Jeeve.
Also,
What you
I
mean?
got to say ask Jeeves.
Huh. It's like that was implemented.
It's like, and Kyle's sitting there, like dropping all his fingers against each other like a madman. It all comes full circle now.
Well, as I pretend I am Mr. Burns here with the information that you have now gathered,
Excellent.
and I guess whether or not that it is true, I mean, coming from Samira, who Trace has said himself finds to still be the more evil of the two, there does seem to be some sort of truth with it, with the correlation of the compass that now does lie in Bradgar's possession. With that in mind, is there anything that you guys want to shout out, say, anything of the manner before we get out of here tonight?
No, I don't think anything for me.
No. I just don't want to forget talking to Renus about the other items that we found at the refugee camp. So I will.
No.
I'll make
if
a
you write
note
it
to
down,
bring that up. Yeah, the
I'll
Yuan-Ti
never
camp.
forget.
I'll just make a note to bring it up next time, I guess. When
I have one question. The way that Samira asked about the compass, it sounded like she wasn't aware that Bradgar possesses the compass, right?
Seems so.
Honestly, from the way that she phrased it, kind of made it seem like if we still had it, we would have been targeted by Bradgar. By
Exactly.
giving it to him, by
Yeah.
giving it to him, even if he is evil, by giving it to him, we might have earned, some level of trust from him. So I think I still think
Right.
giving him the compass might have
That's what I
been
thought too.
the right play.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I mean, you guys had mentioned a couple times that he does seem to be treating you nicer.
And it was he didn't start treating us nicer until after we gave it to him. Although the fact that still implies that it was hiding something awful.
Right.
Well, it does seem with this bit of a talk there, a few dots have been connected. So hopefully we're able to continue next week and get more into the story. But it does seem that a bit is unfolding for each of you now.
I would like to state that I called that Bradgar killed her husband. I want to say like 7 to 10 games ago.
When we first met her, I'm assuming.
It was
Pretty
like
much.
it was shortly after. Yeah.
I mean, she, hated his guts, so we knew there was something between them. But
But
Oh, yeah.
finding out that that's his sister.
Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law, yeah. But part of the family.
yeah,
Yeah.
the two brothers were blood brothers. Yeah.
Maybe it is like a weird love triangle after all.
Oh God, please
Maybe.
no.
No,
Listen,
that's too typical.
This isn't D&D Alabama, okay?
Oh God.
Whoa!
What do you mean, whoa?
What do you
It's
got
a
against
sister-in-law.
Alabama?
Because Alabama is well known for their marital cognitions.
Truth comes out.
Okay.
Tell us how you really feel, Kadir.
I'm telling you
Yeah,
that
Kadir.
Alabama has a distinct predilection towards incest.
How does that foot feel in your mouth?
I believe that's a stereotype, but okay.
Hey, you
With
just
that-
lost us all the viewers from Alabama, man. Come on.
It's like
Yeah, no viewers from Alabama anymore.
you say that, but then there's that one guy in the viewership who from Alabama who's like, yeah, sometimes it do be like that.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
That is
Uh,
Really doubt it.
Well, all the ambiance music that you heard tonight, it's Sword Coast Soundscapes. It's either logo up in the top left corner. Here's a Discord channel for the marvelous people there that support other tabletop RPG streamers and things of the sort. It's a wonderful community. And Lady Loxer for the art. Once she is done training for her new job and all that fun stuff, as well as moving, just like a couple of you were as well. Then hopefully get a couple more of the new arts coming in. But other than that, you can find all their links down below. You can join the Discord down below. You can find all the other social media links down below, where I definitely post more on Twitter than I do on Facebook. I don't really care much for Facebook in comparison. But if you haven't already, drop a follow. Tomorrow night, we're going to play Valheim. Yeah. No, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we're doing the boss tomorrow or Saturday or what, but I think that was the plan.
sounds good to me.
Cool. That's what I was hoping for. Maybe do it Friday or Saturday, depending on who and what can log on and when. So we need our trickster, Kadir and Rekid, to join. That way you guys can pull up some shenanigans to kill everybody.
Or mostly each other, really.
Yes, mostly each other. But with that, everyone have a good night, and catch you next time.
Bye.
Oh, thanks. I had clicked it a couple times, and it seemed to be working for me, but I'll look into it. Thanks, Remedies. I appreciate it.
Are we offline now, or?
Yee. Yeah, it's not next week. You have it the week after.